John, what wasn't working for you out there today?
I don't know. I mean, I think just my opponent, I think just had more energy than me. We came out with a little bit more energy, and in the second game of the match, hit a really good point on my first break point and missed a volley. I mean, I think if I get that actually, with how I play, that could change the course of the match. And but Noah played, as I said, I think with more energy than I did out there, and it was tough. They're pretty humid as well, so it just wasn't my day for sure.
Did in terms of energy, how much of a factor do you think could have been fatigue from all the matches, long week last week?
Yeah, I mean, I felt better out there before, but I've also won matches where I haven't been, where I've been a little bit low on fuel, but that's not. I think it's maybe part of the reason why I lost it, but as I said, Noah had he was just tougher than I was today, and that's how it goes. Everyone's so good out here. He was very hungry out there, and I thought played a pretty good match and played better than I did.
Your serve speeds were not what we're used to seeing from you, especially in that second set. How is your shoulder feeling, and was there any stiffness or pain?
No, my shoulder's fine, and nothing wrong with my shoulder, I mean, at all. Yeah.
How were you affected by having to wait around today at all? And if not today, I guess, what do you have to overcome? What you kind of preparing for a match and waiting and everything? How can that affect something?
Well, we're all affected by that. So we're all in the same boat. It's certainly not ideal. Yesterday, Noah and I were here, warm up at 4:00, whatever, and then we were totally ready to go on court last night at around 10 o'clock or whatever it was, and they held us back, and then it starts pouring down rain, and then we come here, you warm up at 12:30, and it starts pouring down rain again. It's not ideal, but we were all dealing with it. It's not ideal for anyone, the players, the fans, the tournament organization. So that's just unfortunate that the rain has sort of wreaked havoc so far. But again, we all have to deal with it, and I think Noah dealt with it better than I did. Yeah, no, totally, it does. I think it's mentally kind of taxing. You're just sitting around hours on end, just hoping the rain stops, and then you don't expect it to stop, because then it does, and then holy crap, you're on in 30 minutes. So it's tough, but again, outdoor sports deal with that. Baseball players deal with it, and we deal with it quite a lot as well.
John, this is a time of the calendar year where you've got several big tournaments in a row leading into the U.S. Open. You were in Atlanta last week. You're here in D.C. this week. You've got the Rogers Cup in Cincinnati over the next couple of weeks. Is it difficult to get up for each week, to be able, knowing that the potential is there, you're going to play a lot of matches, and to maintain fitness?
Yeah. No, that's a good question. At times you're kind of, you always sort of make your own schedule. I mean, I always play Atlanta, and I play this tournament quite a lot. It's very, you never want to lose, but you have to try to find the silver lining in things. And I think, for me, I think this could very well be a good loss. I do think I need a little bit of rest, and there's some big tournaments up ahead, as you mentioned, in Toronto and Cincy, and of course the U.S. Open. So you want to try to be as full of energy as possible for those events. And as I said, sometimes things can be a blessing in disguise. So that's how I have to look at it now. I think that's the best way to look at it, because it's disappointing to lose, but that's the mentality I need to take from the moment I guess wake up tomorrow morning and get home.
Hi, how are you? First of all, I want to say, slightly off topic, but about a decade ago, I was a non-paid intern who bumped into you at the Keybridge Marriott the year you lost to Roddick.
Okay, yeah, the Keybridge.
I asked you, there was no way in hell that I would get published, but I asked you 2 or 3 questions, can I interview you? And you were really generous.
Okay.
And I just want to say thank you so much for that.
All right, yeah.
That really.
Wish I remembered it, but I'm glad I was nice.
You were on the treadmill in the basement.
Yeah. I remember the hotel well.
Yeah, so thank you. I also wanted to ask if, does patriotism matter in an individual sport like tennis? Would it be a silver lining if, say, an American, like the guy who beat you today, went on and won the whole thing today, or went on and won the whole thing
like when we face off against or rooting for each other?
In a sense, if an American won this tournament, or,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I personally like Noah a lot, and for him to continue on in this tournament and have a good run, that'd be very, very exciting to see. So, to be honest, I was a little bit indifferent about him when he first came on tour, but no, he's a really good guy, and seems to work hard, and he's got a lot of gifts. He's really fast, and but as I said, we get along very well now, and I'm certainly rooting for him going forward, and we'll see what happens. He's got to play a match in an hour. Holy crap! If I would have won, I don't know what I would have done. So he'll be fine tonight, but so we'll see what happens.
It's your first match with the surf clock.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
It was fine, actually. I think at times, I could have done a little better taking my time. I think in the 4-all game in the first set, when I broke back a bunch of deuces, and I think in the 30-all point, I served with 15 seconds and I double faulted. And I was really mad at myself because I could have really given myself 7 more seconds to try to get some to put a better serve in there. But look, I think it was fine, and it's definitely unique. And I think I didn't have an issue with it.
Do you think you could actually make you play slower in the future? I realize.
Yeah, I think.
Look how much time I still have left. Let me use some of this.
Yeah, I think I didn't feel rushed at all by any means. So maybe it can slow you down. So it's pretty cool to have. I liked it.
So, John, how does the loss tonight affect your mindset going into the hard court season, which leads up to the U.S. Open?
Yeah, that's a good question. As I said earlier, I have to try to not let it affect me that much. I mean, losing stinks, and I'm going into my next tournament with a pretty bad taste in my mouth, having lost here. But as I said earlier, things, sometimes I got to believe that they happen for a reason, and this could be a definitely a blessing in disguise. So if I look at it that way and rest up, and I have a bye next week in Toronto, so that gives me a little more rest, and just go into there and just really put my focus on that tournament next week, because it's a very big one, and see how it goes.
John, you mentioned your body needs rest. Looking 2 weeks from now, Cincinnati, you think, depending on how deep you go next week, that's how you will decide if you're going to Cincinnati?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the question.
Oh, sorry. Is going to Cincinnati contingent on how far you go next week? How deep you go into the tournament next week?
Do I think I can win the tournament next week?
No. So the question is basically, you're planning to go to Cincinnati also at this time?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Is it contingent on how deep you go into the tournament next week?
No, I haven't. I mean, if I go really deep, that'd be a good problem to have. So definitely the plan is to play Toronto and Cincinnati. But, I think sometimes pulling out of a tournament because of fatigue is always a good thing, actually. So, that'd be a great problem to have to try to solve if I do go deep next week. But as of right now, I'm definitely planning on playing both events.
Being in Saddlebrook, you know the Zverevs as well as anybody. What do you expect the dynamic will be out there between them facing each other for the first time?
Yeah, I mean it's been. I mean, it's amazing. This is the first time that these two have played. So I think Sasha won the first set already, and I think for both of them, I don't think there's any pressure. Of course, they're brothers and they get along so well. So I think, of course, Sasha's the favorite out there, but Misha's gonna battle hard. So.
Have you witnessed any battles of theirs previously?
No, they're not that competitive, like on the practice court or anything like that. Some brothers want to kill each other. I don't believe that those two are like that at all. So it's more just rooting each other on.
Last question.
Just a follow-up on that, can you imagine what it would be like to play a sibling?
Yeah, I played my brother before. When he was a senior in high school and I was a freshman, he didn't let me play him in a challenge match because I think I could have beaten him. And so I played number 3 on my high school team. They were my freshman year. There were 2 seniors ahead of me one of them was my brother that I was pretty sure I was better than at the time. So we hated each other when we played. So he didn't want a piece of me. So, all right.
Thank you.